Hello, this is Because You Watched. My name is Ali Ghandour.
I'm Hillary Ann Matthews.
And sitting over there, we have Tawny Newsome with a brand new haircut. No, that's our guest, Ryan Rosenberg.
Hello.
Yay,
Hello.
welcome, Ryan.
Thanks for having me.
us. Yeah. Okay, so this week, I admittedly have not consumed as much scripted TV content.
Shame
What have you
on
been
thee.
outside in the sunshine looking at trees?
I wish I could say yes, but in fact, a lot of my viewing was the NBA playoffs. Now, do not leave us. We promise.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. If you're not caught up, if you're still at game 3, it might be looking one way. We're not a sports podcast, but we have hit wrestling with Jacquis.
Yes.
I think we can talk about the NBA Finals a little bit, just in the sense of it being very good TV and some of the fun that took place. Hillary, you watched some of the finals with me.
Yeah.
Any thoughts?
Yes. Watching Game 7 reminded me of why I have a hard time with sports, because I get so sad when the boys are so sad.
That's so sweet.
It's
That's
really
incredibly sweet.
really tough for
Yeah.
me to see their disappointment. I want to fix their feelings.
Yeah.
I can't do it. Watching, oh man, Mr. Guy, what's his name?
Are we going to talk about Tyrese Halliburton's
We're going to talk
tragedy?
about Tyrese Halliburton's tragedy.
yeah.
Yeah, that was like so intense. He had been suffering from, I believe, calf tightness, quote unquote. There was discussion about it in the games leading up to Game 7. 7 minutes into Game 7, he pushed off of his back foot and he just went down and he started pounding the court with his fist, and he was going, no! Oh my God.
Devastating.
Yeah.
It's getting me worked
Devastating.
up again.
You were killing it at the sports recap
Thank
right
you
now,
so
too. It
much.
was
Yeah.
Thank you. And it was like so excruciating, because you knew that what he was reacting to wasn't even the physical pain. It was that he was out of the game. He was out of Game 7.
He knew there were
He's
questions
the
going
only
in.
good player on their team, basically. Like
He's
to
their
that level.
superstar.
Yeah.
I would say Pascal Siakam also very good on
Of
their
course,
team, but
of
he's the like playmaker of the team for sure. And he knew going into that game that this was a chance, that he was chancing like a bigger injury that could take him out for longer. But it was goddamn Game 7 of the finals, and he rolled the dice and he had to do it. And as luck and the random movement of legs and ball would have it, it was not the play.
I was talking to my dad about it, and he was like so like cut and dry, like that's the, it's a roll of the dice, and like, well, that's just what happens. Injuries happen.
I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about it.
Truly.
Yeah.
And like a farmer slaughtering.
Well, I think it is
pig
like
they
for people who
raised.
play a lot of sports, they're like, it is a thing you have to address once,
is.
get over, and go like, that is
Yeah,
a risk
what's
I'm
up?
taking. Or whatever.
But
But yeah, feels callous.
here's also what was like so intense. It was twofold for me watching that moment, that injury. Definitely Halliburton's emotion.
Yeah.
And that was awful. But then right behind that was that in the instant replay, I'm so sorry. I'm going to get right up to the mic to say this. You can see something snap in his calf. You
There's
can
like-
see a physical snap of something inside his calf.
There's like a really gross like muscle twitch kind of moment where it's like, ooh, that was something wrong with the Achilles. kind of thing. Yeah.
That's good TV.
It was viscerally disgusting.
And you hate a game where at the end of it there's kind of this asterisk on it of like, well, but who would have known? I was rooting for OKC the whole time, and you hate the sort of idea of like, but the game wasn't fair because Halliburton was out. Who knows what could have happened? That always
Right.
sucks.
Yeah.
But very happy for OKC.
I also wanted OKC to win because I'm an empty vessel and just ready for the thoughts, feelings of my romantic partner to be poured into that. And so I was
So supportive.
I was so supportive for OKC. But then
nice.
as soon as the injury happened, I was disappointed. I was sad because I was like, you wanted to see.
You want to get it the right way.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. That's what Ali was saying, that there was again, here I am repeating what the stimuli that has been fed into my brain. But Ali was like, it's like those asterisk playoffs.
Yeah.
And again, my dad said, no, there shouldn't be an asterisk. There's injuries
Just
happen.
how it goes. Sometimes a cow gets hoof and mouth. You got to put it down.
There's a great I guess it's not a meme. I guess it's just video of life that is going around. That is always going around about Tyrese Halliburton. How he has like two voices.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
sometimes he talks like like kind of like down here like an NBA player. They're sort of like whatever. And then sometimes he sort of gets into this like higher register. But it happens mid-sentence.
Yeah.
So he'll be in the middle of a sentence and he'll be like, like we're just out there, we're passing, you know what I mean? Like it's just sort of like you got to take your shot. And it really changes really hard and everyone's like, he's got two voices. He's got like multiple personalities in there.
It's almost like code switching, but it's happening.
It's not code switching because it is. It's like within the same on different words.
It's really it's like octave based. It's not like language choice.
Right.
It's strange.
It's fascinating.
For our TV folks, we're not losing you. I know we know you don't care as much about sports, but there was really good TV here, which is the NBA celebration afterwards. This is the moment, we're talking about the locker room kind of moment.
Popping champagne, spraying
each other and stuff. This one was very funny. OKC is the second youngest team to win the NBA finals. I forget. They did their average age, and it was like very young. It was
like 23 or something.
23.6 or something like that. Alex Caruso, shout out, former Laker, throwing the whole average off. He's the oldest guy on the team, and he's not even that old. He's but it was funny to watch because there are clips of the celebration and the champagne and stuff, where this team is so young and also kind of just like a group of like focused athlete, nice young boys.
There's almost like a spirituality to it where they're like very mature. You know what I mean?
They did not know how to party. Like it's like when you watch the clip, they literally are asking Alex Caruso, like, hey, how do you get this thing off? Like, show us how to open the champagne bottle. And like Alex Caruso, not the coolest looking dude on the block at all. I fucking love Alex Caruso, and he's like not the guy who you should be asking, hey, show me how to pop champagne.
Totally.
And he's teaching these young dudes how this works, and then you see them kind of like get into it and do like a little bit of the champagne spraying. And it, like, I've been reading a lot about this too, and it speaks to also a generational change where like this younger generation coming up, they're not as into getting stupidly drunk as our generations were and that kind of thing. So there's that piece of it. Also, a lot of these players are just like, I forget which player on the team, but one of them was like the first time they drank was, either like this celebration or something like that. So it's like, this is a different
It's not
culture.
a bunch of 40-year-old cigar smokers who are like
it's
going
not
nuts.
It's not Jordan in there being like a fucking delinquent or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, so it's crazy to watch. It's there was a headline that was like, this is the era of nice boys NBA or something like that with OKC.
That's
I like it.
So interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess generationally, like what do they want to do? They want to like blow fat vape clouds or something. Like what would be there?
But then it's also take video of it solo and then participate in their solo digital spaces. It's a lot of that.
Take videos of what?
It's
solo?
just they exist. Their friendships are all online.
Why are you getting so quiet?
Because this is what's happening.
It's interesting. What's more interesting when you're quiet?
It's more interesting.
And it's thoughtful.
Don't you feel engaged?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's fun. It was fun to watch, and also it's there. I guess that's maybe how customs change at some point. I was also watching it from the perspective of if you were, let's say, like the NBA commissioner, or you were people who had like put this thing together of like, now's the segment where we watch these NBA players celebrate in the locker room, and this is not like
not good TV.
It's
really.
like, and it's like why aren't they doing the thing? Like they're not doing the thing, and it's gonna be funny to see like, do they shift that for future teams?
Right.
Do they put less
They just
emphasis
have Mario
on
Kart on, and they all start.
Yeah, right. It's like they have other. It's like there's champagne here, but also there's pizza. You know, or like
totally.
Yeah, they do like a celebratory ice bath or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Something calm. It's good TV. There's fun clips of it online if you want to watch that as well.
Yeah, and it's like the rare TV that I watch these days that still has commercials. It's like where all the big commercials are, especially for like appointment sports viewing.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm always seeing like the new commercial. It's like, oh yeah, I kind of miss commercial jokes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I dabbled and dipped my little piggies into Love Island.
Those are her toes, everybody.
That's my personal unique word that I call my toes. Yeah. I've never heard anyone say it before. It's something I made up. Love Island US has been really popping off on TikTok, and I have watched half an episode of Love Island once. I love reality TV. Love Island intimidates me. It is so much content. It's on something like 6 nights a week.
There's 100 episodes in one season, right? Or something like that.
And the episodes are an hour and a half or something. So crazy.
From what you've seen, is it just that it's not edited down as much, or is it is it more raw feed? Because I remember that feeling with Big Brother sometimes, where it was this is closer to the surveillance camera footage than it is a piece together. Here's the highlights kind of thing.
I wish I could answer that. I didn't even have enough time to watch enough content of it to know if that's what's up with it. Yeah. But so as just kind of very cold going into it, here are my impressions. First of all, they just are all of a sudden you're in a music video. And
is this UK or US?
US.
Okay.
Hosted by Ariana Madix from Vanderpump Rules.
Okay.
Are you familiar, Ryan?
Now I am.
She was one of the stars of Scandal. She was the woman scorned.
Yep. Okay.
And that scandal propelled her into an entirely other echelon of professional success.
I wonder if they definitely planned it. They must have. They know. What do you think?
Who?
You have just kicked a hornet's nest.
I don't know. Yeah, sorry. I shouldn't have done that.
Do you think that her PR planned?
I think all these Hollywood things are theater. Anyway, I don't know.
So interesting, because I'm no, yes, of course, you're right. All Hollywood things are theater, and I'm but not this one.
Yeah, right.
But not this one. Except
this one's real.
One.
Their love is real. It's on an island.
Yeah. No. I mean, I'm thinking her finding the video of their other co-star pleasuring herself on her boyfriend's phone while he's performing a concert that. I'm is that manufactured?
I would, if I can try to bring Ryan in a little bit into my knowledge of the Vanderpump Rules, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
This is what it would be a little bit like if in wrestling there is the storyline, in terms that we can, to extend an olive branch to my brother here. Yeah. There's the storyline that's kind of happening on the show as well, and then in real life we find about Hulk Hogan's sex tape. And that's kind of happening. So it's I think the Scandal was a little bit like that, where it was this real thing happened,
right?
And the texture of what's been going on in the show makes this that much more interesting.
Yeah, yes. You've got you're watching the heel and the hero and whatever is going on in the ring, but then off camera the Undertaker and Hulk Hogan have been in a relationship for 9 years.
Yes, yeah.
And then the Undertaker is actually secretly hooking up
the
with
pallbearer.
The pallbearer.
Yeah,
right, and then Hulk Hogan finds out.
Right.
Because he finds a video on the Undertaker's phone of the pallbearer pleasuring himself.
I'm going to say Jacquis is so sad he's not here right now, and he would be very proud of you.
Thank you.
Owen Burke has this to say about Love Island.
Ooh.
If that's love, why is everyone so upset with what Jeffrey Epstein did on his island?
Oh, my God.
By the way, there's 37 episodes to season 6, and they're at least an hour. Special episodes run about an hour 40.
Wow.
So the premiere, finale, and in the middle, hour 40. So it's a lot.
So this is what's so interesting is that you press play and you're immediately in a music video. The music video is everyone singing to Janelle Monáe, That's Just the Way You Make Me Feel, but they each have each cast member has their own moment to be the star, but they are lip syncing to her song. And I was like, that's fascinating that our first introduction to these people is a skill set that has nothing to do with the show that we're about to watch.
Right.
Okay. But also it is not their intended goal, I would say, because really, of course, everyone says they're on here for love, but they actually are on there for fame.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
Coming on this show I think is so weird to go on with intentions that you would state going on to The Bachelor of I'm looking for my person. There are a lot of people being I want to get married. I was like, and you came on here?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How do you figure?
Yeah.
Number 2, my takeaway is butts. Butts are at the absolute forefront of Long Island, of Love Island. Thong bikini bottoms are very present, and there's just kind of like a lot of like butt focus.
They're all super attractive, right? That's sort of the deal.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're all scantily clad, and they're all supposed to be very attractive. And next up, there is the first challenge that I saw was, if that's what they call it, was like, okay, it was white elephant is what it was. And they didn't say that.
Challenge is white elephant.
But, yes, but it's with kissing people. So it's like a woman can pick two men, is literally mandated to pick two men to make out with. And then she picks the one she likes better. And then a next woman will come in and pick two men, and it can be one of the previously picked men, and she can steal that man if she likes that man's kiss better. Okay.
Yeah.
And I was watching it, and I was like, this feels like some weird, kind of deeply contrived, horny little daydream that I would have had when I was like 13 years old.
Yeah.
Right.
Like where it's like, well, so the rules are.
Yeah.
But then I have to come in and kiss two boys, and then if I was like, this is so like strange in tone.
Yeah.
Very, very.
I'm gonna
weird.
steal your boyfriend and kiss him.
I'm gonna steal, but
Yeah.
if I like kissing your boyfriend better, then he becomes my boyfriend until he becomes
Right.
Kendra's boyfriend if she wants. But all the boys actually like me, and so all the girls are upset at me because I'm so liked. Like I just
Yeah.
it's this
Holy
weird
crap.
show. So I would like to watch more if I can get over the intimidation of so much content. I've been watching
Yeah.
a lot of clips on TikTok because that is so much more
I
digestible.
have a hard time with those kissing white elephants because you never know. They'll set like a limit on how good the kiss should be, and then somebody always goes over it.
Oh my God, they're
You
using
know.
tongue. We said lips only.
we said lips only. They're using tongue.
Right.
And it's like, oh, really that passionate? Like,
Yeah.
we can't all do that.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
this is Christmas.
This is Christmas.
Stop it.
You're ruining Christmas. White elephant kissing.
And there's also, I will say, there's been a lot of talk on TikTok of this one contestant in particular named Huda. And people have been speculating about her mental health diagnoses, and I've seen somebody say she has BPD. Also, like, by the way, we're not supposed to be doing this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it is part of the fun of reality TV is armchair
Judging
diagnosing
everybody,
every single
absolutely.
person.
Yeah. What's the baseline mental reality that has led this person to be on this show in
Yeah.
the first place,
Yes.
behaving this way? And
By the way, everyone on Love Island has BPD. If
Right.
you're there, you're bipolar.
yeah, it's actually a pre-requirement
Yeah.
to go on the show.
Speaking of diagnosing people via TV,
Great.
a show that I'm
Go on.
obsessed with is Couples Therapy.
Oh,
Have you seen the
what
show?
network is that on?
I think it's Showtime,
Yeah.
but I get it through Paramount Plus or
Okay.
something like that.
Okay.
It is
heard good things.
amazing.
Yeah, people really like
It's
it.
just real live couples therapy sessions, and you're in the room with the therapist and the two people doing therapy, and they follow like 10 couples for 10 sessions or something, and it's just like real documentary of that experience. So it's like, think about all the drama you've seen on TV that's ever been written or whatever. This is just like the real version of that. Like
That's
two
so
people
cool.
having a serious talk about like how their mom and dad affected the way they show up in this relationship and why they're so fucking weird now. It is fascinating.
And that does sound so compelling. And so then you're kind of like, right, like that sounds like ethically positive reality television.
Yes, and now I'm seeing a couple people on TikTok that like were on previous seasons, and now they're doing the whole like, "Hey, you know me from couples therapy. The relationship didn't work out." You know, and it's like
dang it.
they still got to kind of get the
So
fame
now
from being
catch
on
me on
TV.
Love Island, where I'll
Yeah.
be showing off my butt, looking for true love.
Yeah. So it's this really weird thing where it's like it's reality TV, but it's shot and made in a really like classy, respectful way where
Yeah.
it looks like they're really honoring the therapy. It feels really real. People are really like crying, going through deep, real transformational stuff. But then the show ends and it was still on TV and
Right.
like the world still is
Yeah.
perverted and weird. Like, you know what I mean?
It's so interesting because it's like one of the tenets of most reality TV is like pouring gasoline onto the fire as
Right.
much as they can. You know, it's
Right.
like these two people have a problem. Let's put them in a room together and like show them pictures
Get 'em
of
drunk.
them kissing, get them
Yeah.
drunk,
Yeah.
show them like making out with the other one's ex or any of that kind of stuff. And this is like, okay, let's figure out what the problems are and try to fix it. And it's like I bet that's still just as fucking compelling watching these people struggle through
It's
it.
fascinating because
That's
everyone's
cool.
trying their best,
Yeah.
but they can't do well.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right,
Like
right, right,
they're
right.
trying so well, but their ugly stuff is coming out, and it's fascinating. And you see, or at least I see, like myself in every couple,
Yeah.
even though none of them are like me. You know what I mean? Like,
right, yeah.
it's because they're all New Yorkers, first of all, so they're all different than me. But then within
They
that,
all like sandwiches. I, Ryan Rosenberg, hate sandwiches.
I'm a taco guy. But it's just really fascinating. They have
Yeah.
just couples of all different kinds, and it's unbelievable how you can see yourself in, like, there's a black couple who's dealing with things that are like purely about race, but
Right.
then their relationship dynamic is something that I've been in, it's just really
Yeah,
fascinating. It's like,
yeah.
oh
That's
yeah.
so cool.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Okay, well,
That rules. I'll check
time to
that
get
I had one nugget about the niceness of sports, which is Aaron pointed out the NHL is not suffering from the new generation of niceness because the day after the Panthers won the Stanley Cup, they broke it trying to do crazy stuff with it.
They broke the huge
Well,
metal
they
Stanley Cup.
dented it like you're supposed because people love to drink out of it and they
Right.
like
Yeah.
to take pictures and they take it to strip clubs and there's always an NHL docent that follows it to make sure it doesn't get lost or
Oh
whatever.
my gosh, I'm gonna write that pilot.
Yeah, that's
I'm
it.
a star as that NHL
The NHL.
trophy
No,
docent.
Yeah,
Just you the whole show.
Stanley's Cup.
Stanley's Cup. Yep.
That's
That's
great.
good.
Okay, next up we are going to play a game, a little game that Ryan is going to spearhead for us.
Want to play a game?
Yes, we do.
Okay,
yes,
good,
yeah.
good. So yeah, this is about crime procedurals, like sort of detective stories, and the genre is very specific. Obviously, there's lots of tropes that they have to follow, but because of that, they can all feel a little bit similar. So we're gonna read a few different log lines of these shows, and you guys have to come up, see if you can actually just like predict what the show is,
Okay.
and if not, just try to pitch your best title for the show.
Okay, I love this.
Great.
Okay. So this one, I'll give you a clue. This one's 2024. A brilliant but chaotic single mom with sky-high IQ and zero law enforcement training shocks the LAPD when she solves a murder the police couldn't crack, earning a spot as a civilian consultant whose unpredictable thinking becomes the key to unlocking LA's toughest cases.
I know the answer to this.
Yeah, and I should, and I don't, and I can.
Okay, great.
I've watched the trailer, and I can't remember the title.
I remember. Do you want to guess? Or do you want to make something up?
A brilliant but chaotic single mom
I
with
know.
sky-high
Yeah.
IQ.
Okay. I'll just take a swing. I'll see if it's in my brain somewhere. The Mess.
Okay, cool.
Okay, no, but I like
not
it.
it.
So it is high potential.
It
right?
is high
That's
potential,
Yeah,
yes.
with starring Kaylin Olsen.
Yes, very
But
good.
I would say that if I was forced to come up with an alternate title, I would make it Shocking Mommy.
We have another one. After his identical twin brother, a brilliant but brutal homicide detective, is incapacitated, a reclusive crossword constructor with crippling anxiety assumes his identity to solve the cases no one else can, all while trying to avoid exposure or worse, becoming the next victim.
I would say we're only identical on the outside, the Olsen twins return.
Wow.
Yours are long. Your guesses are long.
It's the everything everywhere all at once formula.
That's right. You could get it. It's not this time, but good guess.
My title's also it's three. Yeah, it's 3 words. It's called Sudoku The Murder Twins.
You guys are horrible.
Sudoku The
No.
Murder Twins.
You guys are pitching some of the least popular television show names I've ever heard.
I would watch.
I would
it.
throw out 2 down.
2 down.
Two
'cause
down.
That's clever.
Really
That's
good.
really
that's actually
clever.
smart. Hey, Matt, so that's actually smart. And what we're actually doing is coming up with incredibly stupid titles.
There's no wrong answers, Hillary.
Yeah.
We're kind of
okay,
being
all right.
stupid for comedy here.
2 down, The Murder Twins.
Yeah, there we
There it
go.
is.
There we go. This
There
one
Yeah.
this one is unfortunately just called Ludwig.
Yeah.
Based on the character's
we
name.
were
so there's
really
not a really
close.
great
We were so
We were
close.
that was a
close.
bit of a red herring as far as the
Sure.
yeah. Okay, cool. How about this one? Banished to a department for MI5's most embarrassing failures, a group of washed-up British spies unexpectedly uncover a violent conspiracy. And while their bosses want them forgotten, this team of misfits might be the only ones who can stop a disaster in the making.
This is called, I don't know, Fast Ponies.
Wow, that's a really interesting guess.
And it's some kind of pun that you just came up with
That's
right
a
now?
really interesting guess.
Okay, I think that's wrong. I don't think there's any way that's
It's wrong, but in a
real.
very specific and opposite way.
And I'm going to say Spy versus Die.
Wow,
That's good. I think Hillary had a little bit of a knowledge of what the show is called because it's called Slow Horses.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. I was so close.
Dang
This
it.
show, to me, sounds really good just by the log line.
I've
not seen
seen
it.
at least one episode. My parents are obsessed with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's
and
amazing.
It's really good.
It's an amazing
Yeah,
show.
it's
Funny
really good.
and good mystery. So good.
Slow Horses. I like that title.
Yeah, one of the old Veep writers is the head writer.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Will Smith.
Will Smith. I didn't know he wrote on Veep.
No
Will
relation.
Smith. Oh, okay.
Gary
Getting
Oldman,
jiggy.
never better.
Wow.
True.
Awesome.
5 years after a popular high school girl was murdered and her boyfriend took the blame, a brilliant teen sleuth begins digging into the case for a school project, only to discover a twisted web of secrets, lies, and danger that puts her in her killer's path.
I actually know this one, and it's Serial Summer Vacation.
Yep, you nailed it. That one was
Nice.
Serial Summer Vacation.
Yeah.
So fun.
No, that's A Good Girl's Guide to Murder.
Oh,
Cool,
okay.
all right.
I wasn't that
Sounds
far off.
pretty good. BBC Netflix. Hello.
Oh, if it's BBC, I'm more intrigued.
Yeah.
It is a little
Good Girl's
intriguing
Guide
being
to
across the
Murder.
pond.
Yeah.
They're good books. These are the books my daughter reads. She's like 12, 13, and they're really good books.
Cool.
Okay. When a murder rocks the posh Upper West Side apartment building, 3 quirky residents, bonded by their obsession with true crime, start a podcast and launch their own investigation, uncovering far more scandal and danger than they ever expected being behind their neighbors' closed doors.
I know this one, so I'm going to go first.
Okay, go ahead.
Father of the Died.
It's actually Father of the Died too.
Father died too?
Yeah.
Dang it.
That's good. Father of the Died.
That was going to be my guess too. So
Dang. Okay, we guys both got it.
Yeah.
This, of course, is Only Murders in the Building, the smash Hulu hit, which we like. Do you like that show? I like that
I haven't
show.
watched it.
I watched like some of the first season.
Like, all these shows do sound interesting to me, and they do all sound a little bit similar. Like, you can kind of pick, like, maybe 3 of them and kind of get the same,
Yeah.
at least texture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Which I like. I like a nice mystery.
They're satisfying.
They are. They really are.
Great game, Ryan.
Cool.
Thank
Thanks,
you so
Ryan.
much, guys. And fantastic guesses, I will say. None of you.
Okay, now we're going to do our favorite segment called From the Vault. I mean, they're kind of all our favorite segments. I like all of them.
I can't
really.
pick a favorite.
I can't pick a favorite. This is recommendations from our personal vault. Now, Ryan
Yes.
just said that you can't stop rewatching.
I have a movie that I'm kind of obsessed with that is called Margin Call, that's like about the financial crisis of maybe 2008 or something like that, but it takes place at a big bank or something like that where the housing crisis happens and everyone's going to lose everything and they're like racing to be first, basically. But it's about them like selling off their whole company, but just the high drama of like a societal economic collapse is really fascinating to me, I guess.
Sweet.
And I've watched this movie like 10 times, and it's like not a great movie. It's Paul Bettany and some other people, and it's kind of good and kind of not that good.
I have a theory about our attraction to movies like this, but not like, I don't mean like the kind of film that you're describing. I mean your relationship with that film.
Yes.
I think that the first time that you watched it, it was extremely satisfying to you for some reason. It was like
100%.
you were having like a very particularly cozy Sunday or something. You were calm. Like it, like there was something tonally about that film for you in your life on that day that really made it hit. And I think that then that's why you return to it.
It's like a comfort movie for sure.
Yes.
Even though it's
really-
not a comfortable.
No, it's really not. And I could not relate less to what you're saying, being like, there's something about the high drama of a complete financial collapse. I'm like, help.
Yeah, like what circumstances create comfort food? You know, it's like childhood stuff. We get it. You're kind of like, oh yeah, I was like my mom on one side and my pops on the other, and we were watching this thing or whatever. One thing with those movies, like and TV shows too, like it's a challenge when there's very like technical, especially like finances or you know, like tax fraud type stuff. It's always like a real challenge to try to like teach an audience about that in an engaging way.
Moneyball.
It's always-
Yeah.
Moneyball's another one too, like the theory behind it, right? Like it's very interesting to see how films
Even like Wolf of Wall Street, it's like, did I really understand what they were doing, or did I just understand Margot Robbie's accent?
I'm obsessed with The Big Short as well. Just for the same thing. It's like literally these movies are about the same thing, and I'm like, I think this is as I want to learn about this stuff, but I cannot read a book.
That's
so
funny.
I'm like,
Sure,
okay,
sure.
cool. Like two comedians made movies about this really interesting, heavy thing, and I'm like, yeah, this is about as much as I'm willing to
So
go.
then maybe
and
my
read
theory
about
is totally wrong for you in your relationship with these movies. Maybe you are truly just interested in the
it. I
financial
think it's a little
space.
bit of both. I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Also,
And
I
the good
remember-
news, it's free on Tubi, Amazon Prime, and Freevee
There you go.
Sick.
for our listeners.
Perfect rec.
Wow, you're always up in that Tubi, huh?
Oh my
yeah,
God, I
because you
live
gotta
on
watch.
Tubi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Total Recall. What movie were we talking about?
Margin call.
Margin
Margin
call.
call.
Total Recall about the financial collapse of 2046. Get your ass to Mars. Yeah. Well, Wolf of Wall Street was one that I also remembered. It's just on the same topic. It made me giggle because they do it in Wolf of Wall Street. It's been a long time, but they do it where they explain it, and then at a certain point he goes, and you don't need to know any more than that, or the rest is complicated, and he kind of like pisses it away.
Right.
But they give you like just enough to get the concept of
You're
this like stock
sure.
fraud kind of thing, and it's like
money.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the rest is boring stuff. And you're kind of like, well, like it's one way of dodging it.
I haven't rewatched this movie, so I can't quite say that it's a 1-to-1, but I did spend a very particularly peaceful Sunday like falling in and out of a nap watching She Said on my laptop, which is like
What has she said?
it's about the Harvey Weinstein the breaking that story.
Yes,
and
I
it's
watched
just
that.
like so slow and quiet, and I mean
Great
I
acting though.
totally, and I understand why it's not a movie that somebody might even enjoy the first time, let alone rewatch, but I'm like, that is in that pocket for me.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Maybe a good segue to mine, which was one that I recently watched out of nowhere. Scream 6.
Another very calm, slowly paced.
Calm, slow. Yeah. I
A real
hadn't-
thinker.
Yeah.
I'm usually reluctant in like a dumb neurotic way to like, well, I can't watch Scream 6 until I've watched Screams 1 through 5, you know, like even for like franchises that I don't care a ton about. I had a great experience with the first Scream, which was one of the first R-rated movies I watched as a child, rented from Blockbuster. I watched it by myself in the TV room after dark, after my parents had gone to
Were you
sleep.
How did this
Allowed?
happen?
It
Yeah.
was somebody, I think my dad had rented it, and then I like snuck the tape or
Yeah,
something
you
like
did.
that. And it freaked the shit out of me. Like, cause I was like alone. Like they had gone to bed already, and I was like alone at the house. And even just like looking outside in the dark was like really
Terrifying.
spooking the hell out of me.
Yeah.
The opening to Scream 1 is incredible. It's like one of the best segments
Is
there.
that the phone on the house thing?
Yeah, the call with the
Hate
Drew
it.
Barrymore.
Hate
so,
it.
yeah, you hate
Classic.
it.
I hate it.
It's so groundedly fucked, which is
Well,
a
Yeah.
piece of why
it's every woman's worst nightmare,
Yeah,
right? Being
exactly.
home alone and
Yeah.
then that happens.
It's
yeah,
a real
totally.
threat that we feel.
Yes,
Totally.
So to go back to Scream 6, this is the Scream that has done the best at the box office since Scream 2, which is cool. It's kind of like it's a bit of a reboot of the series, but also everything that has happened. Maybe it's not a reboot because everything that's happened in the series has happened like here, but it's definitely like a refresh of it. I will
It's
say
like further in the future and it's different characters.
further
or
in the
some of the
future,
same?
further in the future, some of the same characters. This is a short spoiler for the first like 5 minutes of Scream 6. Is you have this formula of like the person who gets killed in the opening and then whatever. Scream 6 did a very cool thing where There's a kill that like is a fresh kill. It's surprising how it happens, and then a fresh kill, and then after the kill by the Scream Mask person, Ghostface is what they call him in the franchise, right? Ghostface.
Wu-Tang.
After the first kill, Ghostface comes out, does the kill, and then unmasks.
Wow.
And it's like the first
That's
9-10 minutes of the movie.
That
They're
is
kind of like,
cool.
wait, what?
Yeah.
And I love that kind of stuff where it's like you have an audience that has, this is the sixth movie. We're used to this format. We're used to the formula.
The canon.
How do you fuck with these tropes? How do you keep people on their toes?
Totally.
What's going to happen now that like I've seen this guy's face who just did the thing?
I have to go watch it immediately because I'm like, wait, he never takes his mask off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
Respect.
Well, and if you are watching Screen 6, you should probably do your due diligence and go back and watch all the Scary Movie franchise
There
as
you
well,
go.
because they
Yeah.
sort of are companion pieces. I don't know. I just think it's
in
good to know, like,
conversation with one
what's the
another.
serious one, what's the goofy one. You
Yeah.
know?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
funny.
Do you have a favorite of the
Scary Movie 2 is one of the funniest movies of all time.
Scary Movie 2?
It's like really not appropriate. Like it doesn't exist in 2025 as like something that you can recommend, which is what I'm doing. But it does
Literally
have
on camera and being recorded.
cancel me.
Yeah.
But it does. They made it, not me. But it does have some of the best, funniest comedy ever, and it's like shot kind of low budget, but they have all these really funny people, and the jokes are so funny. Some of it is the broadest jokes of all time.
Yeah.
And then some of it they also do like really simple, subtle humor. Like there's this one joke where like there's a coffee pot and someone goes to pour a cup of coffee and then someone goes, "Ooh, coffee, I'll take one." And then the guy just goes, doesn't pour him a cup of coffee and walks away. And you're just like, why is this even in the movie? But
Great.
it's such a quick little mean, funny thing. It's just really great.
That was great.
Yeah, that does make me want to watch it.
So off the record, Scary Movie 2 is your recommendation.
Scary Movie 2, off the record. I support all
on
of
this
it. It's all the jokes are good.
Yeah, great,
totally.
great,
Yeah,
great,
yeah.
cool. Those are our picks from the vaults.